Greetings fellow cultivators. Welcome to Audio Nova. Remember to like and subscribe to support the journey. Today, we're diving into the story of what's the point of cultivating immortality if you don't have money. Xiong Yu looked at Bai Zhenjin and said, "Don't worry, Ah Zhen. If anyone dares to provoke me, I'll call you in the future." Bai Zhenjin said, smiling and nodding. Then, she remembered something and pouted, "It's a pity I can't transfer spirit coins to you today. After Mom found out about the last transfer I made to you, she scolded me and forbade me from giving you spirit coins again. Alas, she's so stingy. It's just 5 spirit coins. Wait for me to think of a way, and I'll find an opportunity to give you the money later." Hearing this, Xiong Yu quickly advised, "Ah Zhen, don't rush this matter. You're at Heavenly Sword University, so you should consider the Divine Lord's thoughts more, and never anger her." Fuji reminded, "That's right, don't end up on the nascent soul ancestors enemy list just because Bai Zhenjin keeps throwing money at you." Xiong Yu nodded, "Ah Zhen, when you transfer money in the future, don't mention my name. Just transfer it to Yu Xing and first. No, that won't work." After thinking for a moment, Xiong Yu said, "You can transfer it to Sister or Lemulin. I'll just take it from them and spend it secretly." Bai Zhenjin puffed out her chest and said, "Don't worry, I know what I'm doing. I'll discuss any problems with you in advance." The two then had another round of enthusiastic conversation. After turning around a few times, Bai Zhenjin seemed to be urged by someone. Finally, with a hint of reluctance on her face, she said, "Yuzi, I need to go cultivate." Xiong Yu nodded understandingly, "Go ahead, then I'll hang up first." Bai Zhenjin suddenly turned her head again, as if listening to someone, then smiled and said, "It's okay, let's just keep the call open. Mom said we can keep the communication open and cultivate separately. This will help cultivate our friendship and prepare for the extreme emotion sword Dao." So, Xiong Yu and Bai Zhenjin did not close the projection communication and began to cultivate separately. Although they were not talking to each other, Xiong Yu, while practicing the 72 forms of foundation establishment body tempering, occasionally saw Bai Zhenjin's figure meditating beside him, feeling like he was back on the first floor, with her still by his side, cultivating with him. Although Bai Zhenjin closed her eyes to cultivate, unable to see Xiong Yu's figure, through the advanced technology of the Spirit Realm Network, she could constantly hear the sounds of his exercises and breathing in her ears, as if he were right next to her. Everything seemed to have returned to the past, causing the corners of Bai Zhenjin's mouth to curl up slightly. In the blink of an eye, several more hours passed. Bai Zhenjin opened her eyes and exhaled a long breath, saying, "Yuzi, I need to go to class. 72 forms of foundation establishment body tempering level 8 level 9. Xiong Yu also stopped his movements and nodded, saying, "I should go to class too. See you tomorrow night. See you tomorrow night." After saying goodbye, with a flash of light and shadow, Bai Zhenjin disappeared from Xiong Yu's sight like a phantom. Then, Xiong Yu's mind moved, and the current traffic consumption appeared in his eyes. A look of heartache appeared on his face. "Although it feels good to have Ah Zhen cultivate with me, but if I consume so much traffic every day, then I'll burn through a month's worth of traffic in a few days." As expected, maintaining a good relationship with good brothers is very expensive on the second floor. Just as Xiong Yu was troubled, the dormitory door opened, and Yu Xing urged, "Xiong Yu, have you eaten? We need to go to class after eating. We can't be late for the first class today." Looking at the expression on Xiong Yu's face, Yu Xing asked curiously, "Why do you look so bad? Did you find that your feelings have faded when you were talking to Bai Zhenjin? After all, she's a nascent soul disciple now, so you need to prepare early." Xiong Yu said faintly, "Don't talk nonsense. You don't understand the friendship between me and Ajin." Yu Xing said, "Hey, what feelings don't change? Do you think the old men didn't have good brothers and comrades who risked their lives together before? Look at how many people reached out to help him after he fell to the first floor. Feelings are temporary. Money is real. It can turn into your cultivation and your strength, and it will always be by your side. While you can still contact Bai Zhenjin, you should ask her for more money. Ask for as much as you can. Even if you're not friends in the future, at least you'll have made a profit." Xiong Yu rolled his eyes, thinking, "So what you mean by preparing early is to ask the other party for more money?" Xiong Yu walked into the dormitory, took out the synthetic food he had brought from the first floor, and ate it while unfolding the class schedule on his eye socket. This class schedule was sent to the Foundation Establishment class group yesterday, marking the course arrangements for the next 3 months. These 3 months are unified Foundation Establishment courses. And 3 months later, it will be the start of school in September. At that time, we will have to take classes according to the courses we have chosen to enroll in. Until June next year, the end of the academic year, all the rankings will be finalized, determining each student's ranking and rewards. Xiong thought, so, I have a whole year to cultivate. I just don't know how high I can push my ranking. He looked down at the palm of his hand. The black symbol had already filled most of it, indicating that Yushu would open a new chapter in the next day or two. In addition to this class schedule, Xiong also received a friend request from a true god yesterday. Is this the true god who arranged a teacher for me? You can designate a teacher after entering the university. This is one of Xiong's rewards, after passing the Foundation Establishment exam. After confirming the other party's intentions through their friend request, Xiong naturally did not designate a teacher. After all, he didn't know many teachers in the entire myriad, Dharma, university. The other party obviously knew this too, and was not in a hurry, only letting Xiong decide slowly, and tell him at the latest before June next year, before the end of the first academic year. In addition, a scholarship of 2.5 spirit coins was successfully credited to his account, bringing Xiong's spirit coin count to over 12. Just then, he heard Xing, who was eating next to him, say, "By the way, when did people here start not eating rice?" Pian talked eloquently. The second floor of Kongshu used to be the medicine garden of the 10 great sects, and has always grown herbs for the sect. Later, in order to expand the planting scale and improve efficiency, they began to recruit mortals to help take care of the herbs and teach some immortal techniques. Later, more and more people came, and gradually schools were established, eventually developing into various universities. Many people here have also become reserve members of the sect. In order to sell medicine to the upper levels and obtain more profits, companies and universities continue to expand the planting area of medicinal materials and compress the planting and breeding area of food. Gradually, the food of the locals became more and more expensive, so some people used the leftovers of the medicinal materials sold to the upper levels to refine drugs that replenish physical strength, energy, and meet the body's nutrition. Food is expensive, and medicine is cheap, so naturally some people started to live by taking medicine. Then, they found that cement suppressed digestion the cheapest, so some people started swallowing cement. Xiong suddenly asked curiously, then what do the mortals here eat? If they don't cultivate immortality, it won't be easy to bear the medicinal power and cement, right? Pian smiled when she heard this. The mortals in Myriad, Dharma, University, City, are located below the 100th floor, a place that cultivators rarely go to. Their state is hard to describe, but it can only be said that they are very happy. If you are interested, go and see for yourself when you are free. In short, the current situation is a balance reached by the university, company, sect and various parties, and it is also an effort made by people to adapt to the environment. After all, if you want to climb up in Kongshu, you need to get used to various different environments. If it is cheap to take medicine here, then take medicine. If it is cheap to eat food in another place, then eat food. Xing looked at this white dragon senior, recalled the teachings of true person Xinghe, nodded slightly, and said, "You are right, we should also adapt to the environment here." He stretched out his hand and asked, "Give me some cement." Xing held the synthetic food in his palm with his other hand, thinking, "I won't eat the synthetic food. Didn't you say that food is expensive here? Then I'll take it to sell for money, and see if I can earn some spirit coins." Lamulin also stretched out her hand and said, "Can you give me some? I also want to adapt to the environment here as soon as possible." Xing glanced at Xiong and asked, "Aren't you going to have some?" Xiong said casually, "I can already control my digestive system and weaken my digestion with my own will. I don't need to rely on external objects to suppress it." Xing cursed in his heart, this kid got to show off again. He had cultivated with the other party on the first floor for a long time, so he knew too well how terrifying Xiong's talent was. Pian looked at Xiong in surprise and praised, "Little you, it seems that your progress has really been great in the past 2 years." After the group finished breakfast, they each went to the classroom according to the navigation in their eye sockets. Xiong and Xing, carrying bursts of electric light, quickly shuttled through the Yuan magnetic channel. Xing urged, "Hurry, hurry, there will be a fine for being late here." Zhang Yu said calmly, the classroom is on the 200th floor, less than 1 kilometer away from the dormitory area, on the 125th floor. We'll be there soon. Don't worry. Walking into the classroom, Zhang Yu saw that most of the students had already arrived, but the teacher was nowhere to be seen. A few seconds before class, the eye sockets of many students present flashed, and they all saw a projection emerge. It was a phoenix whose body was flickering with blazing fire. The phoenix glanced at everyone coldly, and then a female voice came. I am your teacher for this class. You can call me Feng Jiu. For the next 3 months, I will teach you the most basic Tao Heart course in Foundation Establishment. I usually work in the depths of the spirit realm, and my physical body is asleep, all year round. What you see now is my image in the spirit realm. Zhang Yu said in surprise in his heart, is this considered taking classes with a virtual image? Fuji asked curiously, what? Is the teacher here? Why didn't I see it? Just as Zhang Yu was about to explain, he heard Xiong next to him say, Zhang Yu, look, there's a phoenix. Zhang Yu sighed helplessly. Why are you delayed again? Xiong then realized that his newly replaced eye socket was fine in places with few people, but it would have a little delay when it came to places with many people. It's okay, after all, this Jihu brand eye socket is cheap enough. The performance is a little bit worse, but it doesn't affect the class. I'll replace it with a good one when I make money. Inside the teaching area on the 200th floor, Zhang Yu sat below the stage, listening to Feng Zhou's lecture, and realized that this teacher always gave him a feeling of wanting to finish the task quickly. The lecture process was like reading from a script, with zero interaction with the students throughout. Feng Zhou said, Tao Heart is the foundation of the immortal Tao. The higher the realm, the more important Tao Heart becomes. If Tao Heart cannot keep up with cultivation, the consequences can range from loss of control of power to cultivation deviation, and even backlash from the Dharma body. As she spoke, scenes of cultivators suffering cultivation deviation appeared. Some had disordered thoughts and went on killing sprees, some had their spiritual roots explode and transform into vegetation, and some had their Dharma bodies attack themselves, with their mana exploding, and so on, scene after scene. After emphasizing the consequences of insufficient Tao Heart, Feng Zhou continued, after Foundation establishment, the upper limit of Tao Heart increases to level 20. During this period, the growth of Tao Heart becomes even more wondrous. For example, after reaching level 15 Tao Heart, you can choose a second cultivation method and try to practice them concurrently. After that, you can operate two cultivation methods simultaneously. However, the greater the conflict between the two cultivation methods, the worse the effect after concurrent practice, and it may even lead to cultivation deviation and split soul. Zhang Yu knew that cultivation deviation was a general term, encompassing things like mana loss of control and explosion, soul splitting turning into madness, Dharma body backlash, all of which could be categorized under it. But listening to what Feng Jiu said today, he suddenly felt that after entering the Foundation establishment realm, the types of cultivation deviation had increased, and the risks seemed even higher. Feng Jiu continued, precisely because the consequences of conflicting cultivation methods are severe, you can prepare early and make choices before reaching level 15 Tao Heart, and it is best to choose complementary cultivation methods. As she spoke, the surrounding light and shadows flashed, and a website address appeared. Feng Jiu introduced, everyone, please record this website address. This is the spirit realm address of Hammer Heart Residence. It can help you conduct tests in the spirit realm. For only 1 spirit coin, it can help you find the cultivation method that best suits you, and for another 1 spirit coin, it can find the most suitable second cultivation method. Also, after reaching the Foundation establishment realm, the operation of cultivation methods also reaches a higher level. Operating for 24 hours is just the foundation. Reaching a state of semi-instinct, or even complete instinct, where the spirit and flesh are in harmony, is the true constant operation. That is, even if you lose consciousness, you can still maintain a trace of spiritual light in your sea of consciousness, constantly maintaining the operation of the cultivation method. To achieve this, in addition to continuous hard work, grinding it out little by little, there are also other methods. For example, Hammer Heart Residence currently offers a spirit and flesh harmony journey, 30 spirit coins for a package, money back if you don't succeed. Feng Jiu just proceeded step by step, without asking questions or interacting, and at the first second, after the end of class, speaking at a constant speed, the entire Phoenix projection disappeared in front of everyone. Deep within the spirit realm, A young girl looked at the returning phoenix and said, "Not bad. No one recognized you as a spiritual, right? From now on, you can take my classes for me, so as not to affect my work." In the mana class, mana teacher Li Mingbo came to the classroom, scanned everyone, and said with a smile, "Hello everyone, today is our first meeting. Before we officially start the class, let's get to know each other. Compared to cold data, I still prefer face-to-face communication. I am Li Mingbo, and I will be teaching you the mana class for the next year or two." Looking at the gentle smile and approachable tone of the teacher in front of him, Zhang Yu was slightly surprised. Are there such kind teachers in University City? He even wants to understand us. Zhang Yu only felt that Li Mingbo in front of him was like heaven, compared to Feng Ju just now. Li Mingbo looked at Zhang Yu and Yu Xing'an sitting in the first row, and asked with a smile, "What are your names, you two? Where are you from?" "My name is Zhang Yu, from Songyang City on the first floor." "His name is Yu Xing'an, also from the first floor." Li Mingbo said lightly, "You to sit further back." "Further back? Sit one row further back." "All right, just sit there." He turned to look at Gong Shujin, on the other side. "What about you, student?" "Gong Shujin, you stay in the first row. Yingzhen, you can move forward to rows. Student Ji Yuanshu, you sit in the very front. From now on, everyone will take my class in this seating arrangement." With Li Mingbo's adjustments, the seats in the classroom suddenly became orderly, with higher floor levels sitting in the front, and lower floor levels sitting in the back. Zhang Yu and Yu Xing'an sat in the last row. Damn it, Zhang Yu thought to himself, how could he have developed such fantasies about the Kongshu people just now? In the classroom, Li Mingbo spoke eloquently. After foundation establishment, the upper limit of mana skyrockets. With the support of higher Tao heart, stronger physique, and more cultivation methods, there are differences in the quality of mana. The higher the quality of mana, the greater the power, and the better the effect. Zhang Yu nodded repeatedly as he listened. When he was in the key refining stage, he could feel that his mana was of higher quality than many people, but the difference was subtle. But after reaching the foundation establishment stage, the difference in mana quality widened, even to the point of being worlds apart. The parameter that distinguishes mana quality from the lowest quality of 100% to the highest quality of 200% in the foundation establishment stage represents the quality of mana. Relying on the difference in quality, one portion of 200% quality mana can match to portions of 100% quality mana. Li Mingbo's brow seemed to flash with ripples, and a round mirror appeared next. Everyone will test their mana quality. Everyone took turns blasting a palm at the round mirror. Jiyuan Shu's mana quality 133%. Gong Shujin's mana quality 125%. Ling Xin's mana quality 111%. After everyone's attempts, it was finally Zhang Yu's turn. Zhang Yu gently pressed a palm on the round mirror, and as his mana flowed, he saw the numbers that appeared on it. 112%. Zhang Yu thought, I've hardly ever specifically trained this so-called mana quality. Is it because after pushing the Azure Vortex key art to level 20, the mana naturally tempered during the cultivation of the level 20 breathing technique, pushing the quality to 112%? After everyone completed the test, Li Mingbo said lightly, to improve mana quality, in addition to painstaking cultivation, breathing exercises, and tempering every second, you can also rely on external objects, such as taking medicine, cultivating Dharma body, high-quality spiritual veins, and so on. Li Mingbo looked at the students in the front row, and said with a slight smile, but in my opinion, the most useful method is to directly purchase high-quality mana from the spirit realm network for cultivation. Being exposed to high-quality mana for a long time can more efficiently increase your mana upper limit and mana quality. Here, I recommend a platform to everyone called Mana Treasure. I've negotiated a discount with Mana Treasure. As long as you enter my name, you can purchase high-quality mana at a 9.8% discount. After speaking to the students in the front row, Li Mingbo turned his attention to the students in the back row, especially scanning Zhang Yu, Yu Xing'an, Li Zhao, and others. Students who can't afford high-quality mana for daily cultivation, don't worry. You can also sell your unused mana on Mana Treasure to mine coins. As long as you entrust your mana to the platform, you can earn an income every day without doing anything. Zhang Yu nodded secretly in his heart upon hearing this, and immediately logged into Mana Treasure, wanting to see how much money he could make each day by selling his mana. besides using it for his monoskeleton and cultivation. Li Mingbo looked at Zhang Yu and the others in front of him, knowing that these poor students, from the first stratum, had no chance to purchase high-quality mana other than by selling their own mana. As the students in the front row spend money on cultivation and the students in the back row use their cultivation resources to earn money, the gap between the two sides will only widen. The newest novels are first published on 6/9 Shubiye. He had seen similar situations too many times. If cultivating the immortal Tao is a competition of immortal Tao potential, seeing who has mastered more immortal Tao resources, and seeing who is richer, then mana is truly a realm of money. Therefore, he always implements different teaching methods for students from different levels. He thought to himself, the ones in the back should focus on earning a living first, lest they end up with a mountain of debt, but without any significant achievements in cultivation. Memories of the past flooded Li Mingbo's mind. Of his former classmates from the first stratum, only he remained and became a new second stratum person. In the body refinement class, the wolf-headed, human-bodied teacher grinned, revealing a mouthful of sharp teeth. This was none other than Zhang Yu's body refinement teacher, the demon-blooded cultivator Lang Yagong. My course is very free. Everyone can freely refine their bodies and cultivate whatever techniques they want. I will guide you individually. Gong Shujin's Vajrajwan forged spine clattered behind him, emitting a roar. This spine mana skeleton assisted his entire muscle group and had already helped Gongshu Jin unleash a level 20 expert level technique. Lang Yagong's eyes flashed, and with the activation of his eye skeleton, he seemed to have pierced through flesh and clearly saw the operation of Gongshu Jin's mana, muscles, mana skeleton, and other organs. He nodded slightly. A spine mana skeleton that stores a level 20 body refinement technique. Not bad, not bad. He's a promising talent. Lang Yagong glanced around and looked at Xiong. Xiong was entirely enveloped by the wind-fixing pearl, preventing contact with the outside air. His heart throbbed, bursting out streams of mana and blood, greatly enhancing the body refinement effect. Lang Yagong nodded slightly, thinking, a heavenly craftsman brand heart mana skeleton. Top-notch stuff. Not only can it maintain a constant state of medication, but it's also connected to the spirit realm network, using high-quality mana to cleanse the marrow and scour the meridians. This is simply continuous body refinement and continuous absorption of medicinal power, even while sitting still. A genius. An absolute immortal Dao genius. Yu Xing'an, who was far away, watched Lang Yagong guide Ji Yuan and Gong Shujin for more than 10 minutes each, and sighed helplessly, it's like this again. It looks like the two of us will be last again. In the body refinement class, Zhang Yu cultivated the level 20 boundless spring and autumn meditation, originally intending to ask the teacher for guidance, but now he also sighed, alas, these teachers' teaching resources are too heavily skewed. This class might as well not exist. A moment later, Lang Yagong looked at Zhang Yu in front of him, and thought, oh? This body refinement technique is at level 20. He's also equipped with the time remnant demon eye. This is also a little genius. Lang Yagong said, come, you've cultivated this boundless spring and autumn meditation well. Let me give you a hand. Zhang Yu felt the force from the other party assisting him in his cultivation, and instantly felt that the efficiency seemed to have improved. Lang Yagong said, after foundation establishment, the spiritual root is also part of the body, and can be tempered to further improve the fusion between the spiritual root and the body. The degree of fusion between your body and your spiritual root is still less than 70% of the limit. If you can increase it to 100%, then the efficiency of breathing, the efficiency of mana gathering, and the power of martial arts techniques will all be significantly improved. And the key to tempering the spiritual route lies in making different, subtle, adjustments to the operation of body refinement techniques under different spiritual route conditions. Your boundless spring and autumn meditation has been cultivated well, but your understanding of your own spiritual route is not good. Come, activate your eye skeleton. Remember the key points I'm about to teach you. Zhang Yu thought, the key points of body refinement techniques under different spiritual routes. Xinghe Zhenren never mentioned this. Could it be that immortal Dao technology has advanced again? Is it a new body refinement technique? At the same time, Zhang Yu activated the time remnant demon eye. The entire world slowed down in his eyes, and he began to wholeheartedly memorize Lang Yagong's upcoming teachings. The surrounding students were slightly surprised to see this scene, never expecting that Zhang Yu from the first stratum would be so valued by Lang Yagong. Gong Shujin, however, did not take it seriously, thinking, how could my friend be inferior? After Lang Yagong spent more than 10 minutes guiding Zhang Yu, he looked at Yuxing'an next to him and thought, using a Tiger Extremes brand eye skeleton? Yuxing'an said, Teacher, I have a bit of lag, so my reaction might be a little slow. Lang Yagong thought, everyone else is using Heavenly Eyes, Heavenly Craftsman, and Demon Eyes, or at least local brands. You're using a Tiger Extremes brand. If you don't lag, who will? This immortal Dao potential is not good. Just as Yu Xing'an was about to speak, he heard Lang Yagong say, this student, please wait a moment. Let me guide the other students first. Watching the other parties departing back, Yu Xing'an cursed in his heart and looked at Zhang Yu beside him. What does this teacher mean? Zhang Yu was still constantly absorbing the guidance he had just received and pondered upon hearing this. I can feel that teacher Lang still has the ability to recognize talent and can teach according to aptitude. His teaching order may have a deeper meaning. During the body refinement class, Zhang Yu was meticulously practicing the spring-autumn endless Zen of level 20, while his eye implant was slowly replaying the guidance he had just received from Lang Yagong. Relying on the chronal demonized powerful performance, every moment of Lang Yagong's guidance was clearly recorded, allowing Zhang Yu to repeatedly play it back, understand it, and compare it to his current movements. You must refine your body together with the spiritual routes within your body. After breaking through to the foundation establishment stage, the spiritual routes are part of my body. As Zhang Yu practiced, he felt the spiritual routes in his qi pulsate slightly, becoming a little more active. It really works. Zhang Yu's spring-autumn endless Zen had already been raised to level 20, reaching the limit of what a foundation establishment cultivator could achieve. His understanding of this body refinement technique was already extremely profound, but he previously didn't understand the matter of refining the body with spiritual roots. Now that Lang Yagong had awakened him, he immediately made rapid progress, feeling that every time he tempered his body and spiritual roots, the spiritual roots in his qi seemed to slowly grow within his body, further merging with his flesh. While Zhang Yu was diligently absorbing Lang Yagong's guidance and constantly tempering his body and spiritual roots, Lang Yagong continued to guide other students. However, until the end of class, Yu Xing'an, Li Zhao, and several others had not received guidance from this body refinement teacher. Lang Yagong looked at them and said indifferently, those students who haven't been guided yet shouldn't worry. Body refinement isn't something that can be achieved overnight. There's plenty of time. We'll continue in the next class. Watching Lang Yagong disappear in a flash, Li Zhao sighed in his heart, with the cultivation conditions and immortal Dao potential of Gongshu, Jin, and Ji Yuanshu, they definitely don't lack this bit of guidance from him. But it's so difficult for us poor people who really need help to get his guidance. It's truly a case of the drought-stricken dying of thirst, while the flooded drown. If I want these teachers to think highly of me, I must get a better eye implant. Thinking of this, Li Zhao's eye implant displayed his contacts, and he selected his uncle, who had climbed to the second level many years ago, and sent him a message. Li Zhao, uncle, can you lend me some spirit coins? Li Zhao, I want to buy an eye implant, a real celestial eye. Uncle, don't you already have an eye implant? Li Zhao, everyone else is using high-end celestial eyes or heavenly craftsman implants. I'm looked down upon by my classmates and ignored by my teachers for using this cheap one. It's affecting my studies too much. The other party shared a link with you, borrow and repay at any time, arrives in 3 minutes. Uncle, just go in and give my name. No need to thank me. Li Zhao, uncle, the platform's interest rate is too high. Can I borrow directly from you? Uncle, if you ask me, wouldn't I have to borrow from the platform as well? Uncle, besides, if you're even afraid to take out an online loan while studying at university, what's the point of studying at all? You might as well go back to the first level and farm. Staying here is just a waste of money. Looking at the other party's reply, Li Zhao sighed softly and thought, that's right, if I can't even withstand the pressure of online loan interest rates, how can I bravely climb the immortal Dao path? Recalling the faint ridicule of Gongshu Jin, Yingxin, and others, recalling the overt or covert neglect of the teachers, Li Zhao made a painful decision, and clicked on the loan platform his uncle gave him. In another corner, Zhang Yu was absorbing Lang Yagong's teachings while heading to the next classroom. Time passed quickly between classes, and Zhang Yu enjoyed the pleasure of countless immortal Dao knowledge pouring into his mind. feeling that his immortal Tao cultivation was improving almost every moment. Spiritual flesh unity, second heart technique, monoquality, spiritual root fusion, and foundation establishment techniques, and university sacred body. Zhang Yu felt that he had endless things to do next, with enormous room for improvement. That night, after returning to the dormitory once again, Zhang Yu continued to practice the 72 forms of foundation establishment, body, refinement, at the entrance. Not long after Zhang Yu raised the 72 forms of foundation establishment, body, refinement to level 13, Bai Zhen's avatar flashed in his eye implant. Yuzi. Bai Zhen said with a smile, did Gongshu Jin bully you again today? No. Zhang Yu shook his head and said, actually, the classmates and teachers are all very friendly. It's just that the customs here are a bit special. Bai Zhen, by the way, I met a guy on the 10th level here. He also has friends studying in the Taoist Arts Department of Myriad, Dharma, University. I'll introduce them to you when I have the chance. You're still planning to switch from civil engineering to weapon refinement, right? Then your advisor has to be from the weapon refinement department. It'll probably be difficult for you to meet weapon refinement advisors in the civil engineering department, so don't rush to decide. I'll find someone to help you inquire. Also, remember to give me your dormitory address. I'll send you some things. Zhang Yu said, won't that make 7 emotions divine lord unhappy? Hey, don't worry, would I make my mom unhappy? Bai Zhen said, it's just some food. It's normal for friends to send each other food. It can cultivate relationships, which is part of cultivation. Zhang Yu and Bai Zhen chatted for a while, but Bai Zhen did most of the talking, and Zhang Yu said less. Zhang Yu could clearly feel that this was because Bai Zhen now knew more things and had more ways to help him. Zhang Yu wasn't being pretentious about it. With the relationship between him and Bai Zhen, they could even take turns using a single spiritual root. Now that Bai Zhen had become successful and was taking care of him, he would also help Bai Zhen when he became successful in the future. This was all perfectly normal. However, this time, Bai Zhen took the initiative to end the call. Never mind. I need to focus on my cultivation next. Yuzi, you should study hard and practice diligently. After hanging up the communication, Bai Zhen sighed helplessly. Just then, a female voice sounded in her ear. Why aren't you still connected like yesterday? Could it be that you want to save him the network fees? Listening to the woman's soft laughter, Bai Zhen pursed her lips and said, Yuzi just arrived on the 2nd level, and doesn't have many spirit coins. It's precisely the time when he needs to spend money. The female voice said with a faint smile, so, in the end, it's just poverty. Good disciple, it's a very good talent, that you can value relationships when you're poor. I appreciate that. But without the care of money, this talent is destined to disappear over time. Because feelings are something that needs money to maintain. So, the feelings of the poor are destined to be temporary. Your friend is so poor that even communication network fees are a burden. He lives like a rat. What qualifications does he have to talk about feelings? How long can your relationship last without deteriorating? Listening to her words, Bai Zhen thought to herself, this old geezer, as expected, she wants to use the network fees to pressure Zhang Yu, that's why she asked me to stay connected. But facing her words, Bai Zhen did not answer, because she knew that what she said was right. If Zhang Yu was just an ordinary poor person, then it wouldn't be long before a gap would slowly appear under the huge difference between them, and their feelings would gradually deteriorate. But Bai Zhen understood even more that Zhang Yu was not an ordinary poor person, but a super poor person, a peerless poor person, a poor person with heaven-defying talent. Bai Zhen thought to herself, with Yuzi's talent, plus Fuji's assistance, he won't always be poor. He will definitely catch up to me. However, she naturally did not reveal these thoughts in her mind, nor the secrets about Zhang Yu. The latest and fastest novel is at 69shu.com. Bai Zhen only said faintly, I believe in Zhang Yu. The female voice laughed very well. Let your friend become your whetstone, adding to your future achievements in the extreme emotion sword Dao. Wanfa University City, 125th floor, dormitory area. Zhang Yu watched Bai Zhen's figure actively disappear, and thought to himself, even her speaking speed seemed a little faster today. And she disconnected so early. Could it be that she thought about the network fees and wanted to save me money? Thinking of this, a stronger determination suddenly surged in Zhang Yu's heart. Damn it, I can't even have the freedom to communicate with my good brother. In the next moment, Zhang Yu worked even harder to cultivate the 72 foundation building body, refinement styles. He saw his body drawing after images, completing this exercise again and again in the simplest, laziest, but fastest way. At this moment, Zhang Yu's heart surged with infinite fighting spirit, and an unparalleled domineering thought erupted in his body. He wanted to become stronger. He wanted to make money. He wanted to have the freedom to pay for network fees and be able to connect with Bai Zhenjin 24 hours a day without any scruples. Under such unprecedented focus and speed, when the time came before the first class of the next day, Zhang Yu had already pushed the 72 foundation building body, refinement styles, to level 17. He thought to himself based on this calculation, in about 2 to 3 days, I will be able to cultivate a basic foundation building technique to level 20. Then, in at most 1 month, I will be able to completely master the university holy body. Today's first class is called Engineering Formation Drawing, which is a basic course in the civil engineering department. The classroom for this class is also particularly large, accommodating hundreds of people. In addition to the foundation building students from Zhang Yu's class, there are also a large number of key refining students. A teacher with a golden glow all over his body, whose flesh and blood could no longer be seen, was standing on the stage and said, "My name is Talishan, and I am the teacher for this course. This course mainly teaches the drawing and interpretation of engineering formation diagrams." Looking at the expensive magical bones all over this teacher's body, many students present, especially the key refining students, couldn't help but show envy. At Wanfu University, the richer the students, the more potential they have, and the more they are appreciated by the teachers. But conversely, the richer the teacher, the more authoritative they are, and the more they are trusted and admired by the students. Teacher 2 is so rich, how could what he says be wrong? A teacher who can make so much money must be amazing. There is really a future in civil engineering. You can actually earn so much money. Thoughts like these flashed through the minds of countless students in the classroom at this moment, and their learning attitude became more focused and serious. Talishan continued, everyone, here, will be the pillars of the civil engineering world in the future. The school's requirements for you are to understand immortal Bao, be able to construct, be able to manage, and be certified to work. These are the core competencies of our civil engineering department. And if you want to achieve this, want to have construction ability, and quality acceptance ability, and want to obtain a construction qualification certificate, then you must study this course with 12 points of spirit. After all, building a building requires first building a formation. Whether it is the university city under your feet, or the medicine fields outside the city, all contain exquisite formations. Listening to Nova. Listening to Talishan's words, Zhang Yu's eyes gradually lit up. Arraids were something he had already encountered in daily life, during high school. Whether it was the spirit gathering array at Songyang High School, the traction array at the central building, or the mountain protecting array in the reserve, Zhang Yu had personally witnessed and come into contact with them, yet he was vaguely aware of their inner workings, and knew nothing about them. After all, this was knowledge that was never taught in high school. But at this moment, the more Zhang Yu listened, the more he felt the profoundness of arrays. This was a method of replicating nature, changing nature, and even transcending nature through spiritual mechanisms, structures, materials, and other means. It was the foundation for Kongshu to build so many superstructures. In the blink of an eye, the first class of engineering array drawing was over. Just as Zhang Yu and Yu Xing'an were about to leave, they saw the golden teacher walk up to him, attracting the attention of many students. This teacher, named Talishan, smiled at Zhang Yu and said, "Zhang Yu, today is the first day you've met me, but I saw you at your foundation establishment exam." Zhang Yu was slightly stunned when he heard this, and he remembered the final round of the foundation establishment exam. There were many upper-level people in the audience at that time, all representatives of various universities. Talishan's head flashed, and in the projection in Zhang Yu's eye socket, it had turned into a dog's head, and then changed back. "I was in this image at the time." Talishan smiled and said, "When I saw your performance in the examination room at that time, I knew that you were born to be a good material for civil engineering, and I strongly recommended you to the school. Take the basic courses for the next 3 months, and when the official school starts in September, I will take you to the construction site to earn money." Zhang Yu was slightly surprised when he heard this. "Can I go to the construction site so early?" To Lishan said, study while working, and earn some money by the way. The teacher knows that you came from the first level, and your economic situation is not generous. The construction site is the most suitable classroom for you. In our civil engineering industry, as long as you are willing to endure hardship and work hard, for a few years, you will definitely earn a lot. Then he looked at Yu Xing'an next, to Zhang Yu, and said, Yu Xing'an, you two, come together then. Looking at Talishan's leaving back, Yu Xing'an sighed, there are still good teachers in this myriad, Dharma, university, who can see my talent and specialty. And they can give us the opportunity to earn money. Zhang Yu, let's study hard for the next 3 months, and when we go to the construction site, let's work hard and earn more money. Alas, I wish I could earn as much as teacher to someday. Their movements had already attracted the attention of many students around them. Especially some key refining students, when they heard that Zhang Yu and Yu Xing'an could go to the construction site to earn money after 3 months, their eyes showed envy. Li Zhao, a Xiong native from the foundation establishment class, also saw this scene, and thought about it. He volunteered to chase out of the classroom, all the way, and came to Lishan, and said, Teacher 2, can you give me a chance too? I also want to go to the construction site. Looking at Li Zhao in front of him, Lishan's eyes moved slightly. Are you also from the first level? Hearing this, Li Zhao's breathing stagnated slightly. He had been treated differently because of his identity as a first-level person, countless times in the past 2 days. But Lishan smiled slightly, after seeing the other party nod. The first level is good. Many people look down on you from the first level, but I actually especially appreciate you students from the first level. I have taught many students, but in recent years, you students from the first level are the most able to endure hardship. Saying that, Lishan patted Li Zhao on the shoulder. Work hard, I will take you to the construction site in 3 months. But there are limited positions on the construction site. You and Zhang Yu are in a competitive relationship. You have to work hard in the next 3 months. But to be honest, I am more optimistic about you. Looking at Lishan's leaving back, Li Zhao's heart also stirred slightly, and a surge of fighting spirit outflow from his body. 3 months later. I must go to the construction site. Walking on the road to the 666th floor, Lishan thought to himself, Zhang Yu, Yu Xing'an, Li Zhao are all good talents. Unlike many teachers who like students from the upper levels and rich students, Lishan likes students who are poor and talented. He sighed in his heart, these poor people are the real backbone of my great civil engineering world. Otherwise, if everyone wants to be a manager, who will do the work? Gong Shujin and Ji Yuanshu are 10 times more outstanding, but Gong Shujin is rich, and Ji Yuanshu is determined to transfer to another department. How could they work like cattle and horses on the construction site, for a few hard-earned money? On the other side, Zhang Yu and Yu Xing'an were walking, in the Yuan magnetic channel, rushing to the classroom for the next class. Suddenly a voice calling out rang out on the road. Zhang Yu. Zhang Yu's eyes moved, and he looked in the direction of the call, with a look of surprise in his eyes. This is that Xiandu person. The person calling Zhang Yu was Yanjing, who had participated in the foundation establishment exam with Zhang Yu, and finally lost to Bai Zhenjin. At this moment, there were 5 key refining students beside Yanjing, looking at Zhang Yu, who was looking over. One of them said coldly, are you also from the first level? This has nothing to do with you. If you know what's good for you, get lost. Zhang Yu, 13th place in the foundation establishment class of the civil engineering department. Looking at the ranking that appeared on Zhang Yu's head, the man quickly changed his words, I should be the one getting lost. Then he smiled at Yongjing beside him and said, why didn't you say earlier that you know a foundation establishment student? Yunjing looked at the key refining students, scattering and fleeing, then looked at Zhang Yu's calmed face, his heart filled with complex emotions. Back on the first floor, he was the high and mighty young master of immortal capital, while the other was just a country bumpkin. But a foundation establishment exam had completely changed their fates. Now, he could only look up to this student of the foundation establishment class. Zhang Yu glanced at Yanjing, and said lightly, are you in trouble? He could feel that Yanjing had just borrowed his power to scare off others. Yanjing said, people on the first floor are easily isolated in the weapon refining department. I'm used to it, but today they went a little too far. In any case, thank you for today's matter. I will repay you in the future. Yunjing cupped his hands towards Zhang Yu, and left. Watching this scene, Zhang Yu sighed inwardly. It seems the Yun family's situation isn't good. Zhang Yu thought that the other party was Bai Zhenzhen's former opponent. He must tell this gossip to Bai Zhenzhen, she would definitely be very interested. The latest and most complete novels are available on 69shu.com. A moment later, Zhang Yu arrived at the classroom. This classroom was even larger, enough to accommodate thousands of people. Zhang Yu knew that this was a large, cross-departmental course. At this moment, on the high platform of the classroom, a group of students were promoting, "Hello everyone, we are students from the Dao Arts department, providing paid Dao Arts services. We have the mind enlightenment technique that allows you to remember everything you see, the origin returning technique that can accelerate the effect of spiritual energy absorption, and the spring return technique that can assist in body refining. These Dao Arts only cost 0.03 spirit coins and can be maintained for 1 hour. There is also the Divine Soul Cloud Seed technique, which allows people to cultivate synchronously. The experience accumulated from one cultivation session is equivalent to 2 ordinary cultivation sessions. It only costs 0.09 spirit coins to enjoy for 1 hour. Over here, there is also a senior student who is proficient in thunder techniques and knows the Divine Firmament Thunder Wave, which can assist in body refining, improve the fusion of spiritual roots, and enhance the 5 senses. The hourly fee is 0.19 spirit coins. Today is the last day of the school opening activities. As long as you click on the website, you can become a member, and you can enjoy a 30% discount on the above services. In front of Gong Shujin, a Dao Arts department student was recommending him to become a member. Gong Shujin was somewhat interested, and was listening to the projects recommended by the other party. Naturally, there were also Dao Arts department students who approached Ji Yuanshu, but this 6th level master only said lightly, "I already have a private Dao Arts service team, I don't need these." Hearing this, the Dao Arts department student who was promoting could only leave awkwardly. Yu Xingyan listened to the Dao Arts department student's promotion with some envy, sighing, "Having money is really damn good." Zhang Yu looked at the Divine Soul Cloud Seed technique in the introduction, and a hint of longing appeared in his eyes. "I wonder if it's useful for the feather book. Should I spend spirit coins on it?" But 0.09 spirit coins for 1 hour, even with a 30% discount, the money I have now, added together, is only enough for 200 hours, let's forget about it for now. Sigh. Let's write down the website first. Spending money can't be rushed, rushing will easily lead to losses, and easily become a leak. Regarding the approximately 12 spirit coins in his hand, Zhang Yu temporarily decided to keep them for now, and not rush to use them. After all, his understanding of 10,000 Laws University was still too limited, and he didn't know much about the various spending items either. Let's continue to learn about 10,000 Laws University and the Civil Engineering Department, and plan carefully before spending money on cultivation. A moment later, the many Dao Arts department students who were promoting left the classroom before the class started. An old man with white hair and beard slowly walked onto the stage, looked at everyone, and said, "Martial Dao strength studies, as the name suggests, is to teach you the mysteries of various forces, strengths, and methods in martial arts techniques. Whether it is combat, construction, weapon refining, alchemy, medicine making, or other aspects, they can all be more or less related to our course. If your major in the future requires you to learn fluid strength, geotechnical strength, thermal radiation strength, and other courses, then you must study the content I will teach next carefully. I know you are all new freshmen, and after the 3-month basic course, you will have a big exam before the start of the semester. If your big exam results are not good, don't even think about learning advanced courses. Those with a good foundation should not be arrogant. If you want to compete for rankings, the big exam 3 months later is also very crucial." Zhang Yu nodded slightly upon hearing this. He knew that what the other party was talking about was the exam, after the end of the basic courses 3 months later. Zhang Yu thought to himself, if I want to improve my ranking, then I can't relax in every exam. In the next 2 days, Zhang Yu worked hard in class during the day, constantly absorbing all kinds of knowledge. When he returned to the dormitory at night, he focused on the basic exercises. After pushing the foundation establishment body refining 70 to styles to level 20, he has now pushed the foundation establishment mind refining method to level 17. Then I'll hang up, Yuzi. You work hard. The things I sent you should arrive in a few days, remember to collect them. This day, after ending the call with Bai Zhenzhen again, Zhang Yu continued to practice the foundation establishment mind refining method in the dormitory. But just about half an hour later, Zhang Yu felt a slight tingling in his palm, and the symbol in the palm of his hand was already filled with black. In the next moment, accompanied by the violent flipping of the feather book, in addition to the prologue and the first chapter, chain method diagram, a new chapter also appeared in front of him. Xiong Yu stared intently and murmured in his heart, Chapter 2, Dao Seed Spectrum. The feather light book opened on its own, its pages flipping naturally to the second chapter, the Dao Seed Compendium, guided by Xiong Yu's will. On the page, a figure modeled after Xiong Yu materialized, but the surroundings were completely blank, devoid of text, patterns, or symbols. What does this mean? Staring at the simple figure on the page, Xiong Yu fell into deep thought. He flipped through the pages repeatedly, but he couldn't figure out how the so-called Dao Seed Compendium worked or what its effects were. Suddenly, Xiong Yu's eyes flickered, and he looked at Xiong beside him. Previously, when Xiong Yu practiced the 72 Foundation Establishment body refinement forms, he had to go outside the dormitory because the room was too small. But since the 72 forms had been pushed to level 20, and he began practicing the Foundation Establishment mind refinement method, he had been practicing with the others in the dormitory. Now, looking at Xiong beside him, Xiong Yu noticed something he had never seen before. Three-eyed divine power. What is this? Three-eyed divine power. This line of text was like a label, stuck to Xiong's chest. When Xiong Yu focused his attention on this label, he felt a mysterious and indescribable sensation, or rather, information. Is this the Dao Seed? Xiong Yu tried to describe what he felt in his mind. All living beings in the world have different potentials and talents on the path of immortality. The so-called Dao Seed can be said to be the essence of a cultivator's potential, symbolizing a person's immortal talent, but it is often not fully activated. By helping others develop their Dao Seeds, the Dao Seed Compendium can copy and record them, and then apply them to myself. Xiong Yu thought, in short, the Dao Seed can be said to be a person's immortal talent. If I help develop it, I can copy it onto myself. Thinking of this, Xiong Yu suddenly felt excited. While summarizing the function of the Dao Seed Compendium, in his mind, he looked towards Le Mulin and Zhang Pianpian. He saw that Le Mulin had deep cold mana vein. But Zhang Pianpian had nothing, and he couldn't see any Dao Seed information. Xiong Yu thought, given my sister's performance, how could she not have immortal talent? No Dao Seed. It should be that some conditions need to be met to see the Dao Seed on the other person. And I have not yet met the requirements to see the Dao Seed on my sister. Xiong Yu couldn't figure out the trick for a while, so he temporarily put it down and focused on looking at the Dao Seeds on Xiong and Le Mulin, feeling the mysterious aura contained within them. Through this observation, he gradually comprehended more information. Dao Seeds have different types. Xiong's three-eyed divine power is a spirit route type Dao Seed, and Le Mulin's deep cold mana vein is a mana type Dao Seed. Only one Dao Seed of the same type can take effect at the same time. Thinking of this, Xiong Yu smiled, but that is to say, different types of Dao Seeds can have multiple effects at the same time. Xiong Yu continued to feel the mysterious aura from the Dao Seeds on the two, and realized Xiong's three-eyed divine power requires helping him increase the fusion degree of his spirit root, and it needs to be increased to at least 90% to be developed. Le Mulin's deep cold mana vein requires breathing spiritual energy and circulating mana into her body with her, and using high-quality mana to help her improve the quality of her mana. Xiong Yu recalled the guidance in the mana class and estimated that his mana quality had to be high enough before he could inject it into Le Mulin's body. Improving her mana quality to more than 150% will develop this deep cold mana vein. Although he understood this, Xiong Yu was not in a hurry to find Xiong and Le Mulin to practice. Instead, he closed his eyes and calmed the excitement in his heart. The Dao Seed Compendium is equivalent to adding a new dimension to my improvement, allowing me to collect many immortal talents into myself. Thinking of this, Xiong Yu felt an unspeakable excitement, as if he could see his path to immortality becoming wider and wider, and see his figure constantly climbing to the peak. But don't rush, Xiong Yu. In fact, in the process of understanding the Dao Seed Compendium, Xiong Yu's heart was constantly filled with impulses, wishing he could start experimenting on the spot, and it would be best to immediately develop the Dao Seeds on Xiong and Le Mulin, and then copy them onto himself. But cultivation is something that cannot be rushed. Besides, with my current ability, I don't have the ability to develop their Dao Seeds. Zhang Yu gradually calmed the excitement, an impulse in his heart, and his mind returned to calmness and rationality. In the current situation, my top priority is to practice the basic exercises, master the university's sacred body, and improve my cultivation efficiency, so that everything I do next will be twice as effective with half the effort. When Zhang Yu obtained the high school sacred body, his biggest regret was that the sacred body came too late. So this time, he will never repeat the same mistake. He must first master the university's sacred body, improve his cultivation efficiency first, and then start cultivating in all aspects. The so-called sharpening the knife does not delay the work of chopping wood. Having made up his mind, Zhang Yu put aside his distracting thoughts, and once again wholeheartedly practiced the foundation establishment mind refinement method. So in the following time, Zhang Yu devoted himself to practicing the basic exercises of the foundation establishment stage, except for the time he spent in class every day. Zhang Yu's daily food also gradually changed to second-floor medicine, as the synthetic food he brought gradually ran out. One day, it was time to eat again, and Xiong said, "Who has a discount today?" Lemulin said, "I got a coupon. 3 months installment payment, you can waive the handling fee." Xing's eyes flashed with various shops. Then, which one to order? Zhang Pian said from the side, "Let's go to the capsule that bets on the pharmacist's career. Their medicines are all produced by the original factory, and no secondary processing is performed after entering the store. They are not handmade medicines, so the quality is guaranteed." A moment later, accompanied by a knock on the door, the delivery man's shout came from outside, "The assembled medicine is here." Xing quickly opened the door to pick up the takeaway, and saw the delivery man, as fast as lightning, throwing a copy of the assembled medicine at the door of the surrounding dormitories. He didn't mind it either. After all, the installment plan for Pinhao medicine was really cheap. Xing thought to himself, college students, it's the age to exchange their bodies for money, and binge on Pinhao medicine. Opening the takeout packaging, he first took out the edible cement sent by the store he had favorited, and then he began to divide the medicine. Zhang Yu took a handful of stamina capsules, nutrient capsules, and energy capsules, and swallowed them all in one go. Among them, stamina capsules restore the stamina consumed by cultivation, nutrient capsules satisfy the various nutrients needed by the body, and energy capsules have a more comprehensive effect than nerve fillers, restoring energy while completely eliminating the need for sleep for cultivators. After swallowing the medicine, Zhang Yu exclaimed, "Cheap is indeed cheap." Even if the body consumes a lot of energy every day from cultivation, requiring 6 doses of medicine, it would only cost about 0.02 spirit coins a month, and 0.20 for spirit coins a year. On the other side, after taking the medicine, Xing felt the medicinal power gradually dissolving in his stomach, bringing a stream of warmth that gradually surged towards his limbs. The newest novels are first published on 69shu.com. But in this process, Xing felt his stomach digestion intensify, like a ferocious beast, greedily digesting everything in it, even wanting to digest the stomach itself due to lack of food. Xing quickly stuffed a piece of cement into his mouth, and swallowed it with a frown, only then feeling his gastrointestinal tract gradually calm down. After doing all this, he felt the cement pressing in his stomach, and looked at Zhang Yu beside him, with some envy. "It's really nice that this kid doesn't have to eat cement." On the other side, Lemulin, hearing Zhang Yu's exclamation about the cheapness, reminded him that long-term consumption of these things increases the burden on the internal organs, easily causing liver and kidney damage, immune system suppression, and cardiovascular problems. The key is, the longer you eat it, the more likely it is to induce cancer. By then, the money you save will be lost on medical expenses. Lemulin knew that this had nothing to do with drug toxins or pill toxins, it was just the side effects of long-term medication on the body. These were all told to her by the elders of the La family on the second floor. Zhang Pian nodded. "Remember, eat it for a maximum of 5 years, then you should switch to Bigu pills, otherwise the risks will start to outweigh the benefits." Fuji said upon hearing this, "If you can't earn enough money to afford Bigu pills when you're young, you'll gradually develop all sorts of problems, and the money you save will be used to treat illnesses. To treat illnesses, you have to save money and continue taking medicine. These pharmaceutical companies on the second floor really eat you twice, so people on the first floor can't stay." She said to Zhang Yu, "After you succeed in cultivation, you still have to earn money quickly, and strive to start taking Bigu pills as soon as possible." After taking the medicine, Xiong Yu continued to cultivate without stopping. Several days later, in addition to raising the Foundation Establishment Heart Refining Method to level 20, he also raised the Foundation Establishment Breathing Method to level 20, and pushed the Martial Arts Strength Guide to level 12. Xiong Yu thought to himself, when this Martial Arts Strength Guide is maxed out, there will be 4 martial arts required by the University Saint Body, and there are still 6 missing. Seeing Xiong Yu's appearance of being immersed in basic martial arts, Yu Xing'an couldn't help but remind him it's been more than a week since classes started. Why are you still practicing basic martial arts? Your data hasn't increased much, your comprehensive score hasn't moved, and your ranking has dropped by 1. The so-called comprehensive score is a comprehensive evaluation score of a student by one university, based on the student's credits, exam scores, competition results, projects, etc., which also includes the student's Tao heart, magic power, physical strength, and other basic data. Because the freshmen in the Foundation Establishment class have just started school, the basic data temporarily accounts for the majority of the comprehensive score. Xiong Yu looked at his ranking, which had fallen to 14th in the class, but he didn't care and said, "Don't worry, I know what I'm doing." He thought to himself, if I can't even accept temporarily falling behind in order to accumulate strength, what kind of immortality am I cultivating? What kind of Tao heart am I refining? He stood outside the dormitory door, his hands and feet constantly twitching at high speed, creating after images, making twisted and deformed movements. It was as if any move would be deformed and distorted in his hands, giving people a feeling of extreme perfunctoriness and extreme laziness. Fast. But this is too insincere. Yu Xing'an, watching this scene, shook his head secretly, really not understanding what Xiong Yu was doing. The fact that the other party was so focused on basic martial arts already made him unable to understand, and practicing so perfunctorily made him even more incomprehensible. Forget it, whatever you want. Jiang Pianpian also saw Xiong Yu's cultivation, but she didn't bother to care about him. She thought to herself, the mysterious talent of my younger brother cannot be underestimated. Such behavior must have his reasons. Jiang Pianpian not only didn't care about Xiong Yu's thoughts, but was also curious about what the result of Xiong Yu's cultivation would be. Lemulin, on the other hand, had not yet established her foundation, so she had even less thoughts on the cultivation arrangements of the Foundation Establishment ancestor. And on this night, Bai Zhen's package finally arrived. When Xiong Yu opened the package, and smelled the strong aroma of meat that poured out, he found that Yu Xing'an, Lemulin, and Jiang Pianpian, around him, had all turned their heads. Yu Xing'an said excitedly, "Meat jerky sent to you by Bai Zhen." Xiong Yu nodded slightly, and looked at the 3 of them, saying, "Want to eat some together?" Taking the meat jerky and swallowing it, a trace of happiness and joy appeared on the faces of the 3 of them. After eating it, Xiong Yu also felt an unspeakable happy emotion. That night, when he contacted Bai Zhen again, he curiously asked about the origin of the meat jerky, but Bai Zhen said with a smile, "If it tastes good, I'll send you more. This is happy meat jerky. Eating it can boost your mood, offset negative emotions, and make you more active in learning and cultivation. This is a good thing. The 4 of you can just eat it yourselves. Don't let anyone else see it." In the following time, Xiong Yu continued to be immersed in basic martial arts. In the blink of an eye, several days passed, and the martial arts of the University Saint Body, finally, accumulated to 6 level 20s. Elementary University Saint Body, drug load, absorption, and metabolism ability increased to the peak of Foundation Establishment.